right. I'm back. I'm an old man, so when I went on this 4-day park hopping Disney trip last week, it was a trip. I had to rest, so I took me a couple of days off, really, just to get myself, back to full strength. And I'm almost there, but it took a lot out of me, You can even hear that I have a little congestion now. Don't know where that came from. No COVID, I'm good though. Anyway, Disney had an impact on me, kind of as it always does. I remember the first time I went there as an adult, when I took my son, I thought of some of the same things I'm thinking now, but I think at the time I was not a science fiction writer. So, and I definitely didn't have this this outlet to express myself. And by the way, let me say it, welcome to the Sci-Fi Express Lane. My name is Jeff Carroll, science fiction writer, filmmaker, and comic book creator, right? So anyway, today's topic subject is influenced by my trip to Disney, and specifically, Star Wars rides, the Avatar ride, and probably all of Epcot Center, right? But what I liked about the rides was not necessarily the ride itself, because you can get a roller coaster and go up and down, right, left, fast, slow. You can get a virtual ride that does the same thing. But and for me, I do roller coasters. I've done them. I just don't do like the drops, the Dr. Doom drop, or those straight drops. I don't do that, right? Because I don't see the purpose in it. So I don't mind the Incredible Hulk, and Harry Potter's was my favorite ones. But I'll say this: I have new favorites, and it's not because of the drops. It's because of the story and the story expansion. Not that they're like Rogue One and they're filling in blanks of stuff that I haven't seen. No, that's not it. What I like about the rides is like it gives you something in addition to giving you a ride. I remember I went on Spider-Man at Universal, and it was interesting, and they had the Spider-Man world all in it. However, it was the comic book, the cartoon Spider-Man that I grew up on, and there had already been a new Spider-Man in the movie theater, so it felt dated. When I went to the Star Wars ride, it was right in line with everything. Star Wars may have added some Kylo Ren BS, but it's still the same Millennium Falcon. It's still the same universe. They haven't really upgraded or changed their universe the way Marvel has changed and the way DC changes all the time. So it felt really cool. The Avatar ride, it felt the story wasn't really no story. The experience was sort of outside of the experience, but it helped. It definitely helped it. And then with all of the Epcot Center rides, riding through time, riding through space travel, space projection, all those things felt like, wow, they told history, their version of it, through a ride that I just went through, just ride through time, and it was really cool. I even liked the Nemo ride, right? Because my son used to love watching Nemo, Finding Nemo when he was young, so I'm very familiar with the story, and it was really cool. It was, it led us out into a daggone fish jail, or what you call an aquarium, but it was immersive. So I wonder, like, when you go on the Star Wars Rise of, I forgot the name of it, Rise of the Empire or something like that, they said it's like Ratatouille, and it's a magnet car, and you're going through the different ones. And I put it on my Facebook page so you can see some of the stuff. But they set you up in a ship. You're to be transported, and stuff happens, and so you have your own story experience. It's almost like an escape room that you're experiencing, but you don't have to solve the problems. You just are along for the ride, and that's cool, and I love that. And I'm wondering, if this is going to be the future of storytelling, because storytelling is an oral thing, right? We made up stories and we told them to each other to get them to learn, get people to be inspired, to think in different directions. And now we have books, now we have comic books, and then we got film, television. So what comes after that? Film and television really couldn't tell every story really good. Comic books and books had a lead on it because the special effects were so corny that certain things weren't really believable in the film. And it's just so recent that film has taken off with CGI, and they can tell things that it's hard to tell in a comic book in a book now. So I don't know. I just think with this virtual, I've done stories with virtual experiences, but I think virtual experiences are going to be the future of storytelling. I say that not because I went on some virtual rides at Disney. Avatar was virtual. The Millennium Falcon joint was a virtual ride, and even the Rise of the Empire or whatever ride that is, it had a virtual component to it. And there was another one that they had tour of all of the Star Wars planets. That was a virtual ride. I just think, and there's Universal has some virtual rides too. But I just think that experience of an interactive story is the future. I mean, we looking at 3D and 3D cinema and IMAX cinema. Yeah, they just need, more 3D movies. And people don't really make 3D for 3D movies anymore. They make movies that are digital with elements that can be enhanced during a 3D presentation. And so I'm thinking that Avatar story, or even the Millennium Falcon, which is a VR story, I wonder how it would be in the theater, and maybe, not the whole movie, but a scene, like the car chase scenes that is kind of in almost every action movie, or the fight scenes that are almost in every action movie. What if they started to make these VR scenes in every movie? I'm thinking that might be the future right there. The ride we went on, I think, was 10 minutes, and the Avatar ride, that might have been 4 minutes, 3 to 4 minutes. So they gotta figure out, drive the cost of the production down. But I'm thinking, that is the future of filmmaking. I think it's the future of storytelling. We don't need the moving theaters, how you sit around and you drop and stuff like that. I don't know. They may be able to duplicate that in chairs. They got vibrating chairs. They just got to bring the cost down. I don't know how much it costs to lift and drop a whole theater full of people. I have no idea. I don't know. I think it'd be cheaper to do the chairs. But I think if we run into something that challenges theaters, again, that will come to theaters. I think the VR experience, I don't see you going to a theater and having to put on VR glasses. Damn, that's going to put the theaters out of business. But if the chair is rocking and rolling, then the possibility of of something like that being something you pay for is real possible. I have no idea. So anyway, that's just one element. I don't know if I want to go on too much longer. We was talking, as I always do, on my Facebook page about certain things, and it was a very popular topic in my world is which is better, books, film, or comic books. And this time I put books are better than comic books. Now I think film is a challenging one because some people like them, some people don't. So we'll talk about it. But after all of the books, film, and comic books, comes the VR storytelling. Unbelievable. The submersive, you come in there and maybe they develop something that is an open range story like Grand Theft Auto, where you just VR into the world and the writer has provided you with the world and now you create your own story. That may be something in the future, but right now I think a VR story where you're just along for the ride, you're a fly on the character's shoulder, or you are a bird observing this. That's the next level of storytelling. All right, touch base with you later. Peace.